Hello, YouTube. Welcome back. Today we are watching I Did a Thing. His video titled "I Made a Boat Engine Out of Fish." I saw this get uploaded before my last PC died, and I was going to react to it before my last PC died, and I didn't get to it, and I'm very sad. So I'm very excited to actually watch this. If you like this kind of content, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and we're gonna jump straight into it. And chat, don't kill YouTube. Leave YouTube alone. You can't unalive YouTube.
Sucks. You sit in the sun, being a useless idiot, most of the time catching.
All right, real quick, I'm gonna derail immediately. Fishing does kind of low-key suck. Last time I went fishing, I sunburned right through like really high SPF resistant sunblock, and it kind of sucked. It was all bad. I was totally like lobster and gross.
Nothing.
Anyway.
Then when you do, it's usually something you don't want.
What the? Homie just straight up fished a corpse out of the river. Run. Why are they both barefoot?
Taxi! Taxi!
But then I realized a fish is kind of like an engine, so I could use them as a renewable energy source. So today I'm going to attach a bunch to the front of my boat until I have enough to never need a regular motor ever again.
You're picking up speed.
Oh my god.
Alright, first I need to work out what kind of fish I'm going to use. So I made this fish scale with a couple of different facts.
Hold on, read the scale. This is... I can't remember the fucking... This is a swordfish, right? A marlin, I think. I can't remember the name. Its power is 10, slipperiness 3, catchability 1, resilience 9. It swims at about 68 miles per hour, 110 kilometers per hour. He needs about a total of 25 of them. An eel, he needs power 6, slipperiness 10, catchability 8, resilience 10. He needs 24 of them. I don't know what the fish is here on the bottom right, but it's got a power of 7, a slipperiness 2, catchability 6, resilience 2. Anyway, so on and so forth. You can read the last one if you want, chat.
Easiness to catch, and resilience. And at the top of the power scale, we have the marlin.
Oh, he explains it. I did all that for nothing.
For this experiment, as they are powerful, and I would only need one to pull a boat. However, men spend their whole lives trying to catch this fish, and the only thing they usually get is a lot of debt and then divorced, which I don't want to happen again. Then I have the kingfish, which are plentiful in Sydney, and I know from experience that they have more than enough power to pull you underwater, like this one that's pulling my mate. So 2 would probably be enough. But I've only ever caught them spearing, and I don't think they are going to be very good at pulling a boat when they have a spear through them, which leaves me with a couple more common fish. First, we have the long-finned eel, which are very resilient, very powerful, very easy to catch, but very slippery and bitey, and I cannot imagine harnessing them.
Oh my god, he's so smart! Slippery as an eel.
I also have the bonito, which fight really hard and are
Gotta pause real quick to derail. Gerald, do not slurp the eel like spaghetti.
everywhere. But I know from experience that they also have very soft flesh, so they're just going to rip
don't describe it
themselves
like that, pretty
apart in
please.
the harness, which has left me with the infamous carp. Hated by everyone in Australia for destroying our rivers and tasting horrible. But I think they get a bad rap, and we just don't like them because Chinese people eat them. And now they plague our waterways. And I felt their power, and also know they are extremely resilient, while also being everywhere. So I'm going to go with them. And before I strap a bunch of them to the front of the boat, I need to find out how much one carp can pull, just to give me an indication I'm on the right track. Now I've gone out to Para Lake, which is a very nostalgic spot for me. I wagged school and jumped off this rock with friends. I punched my first cone under this ledge. And I
did what? Backtrack, pause.
I punched my first cone under this ledge.
The fuck does that mean?
I sucked off my first man under those lily pads, which is exactly where I'm going to cast. And after a couple of hours of hanging around with nothing happening, I changed spot. And nothing happened, so I changed spot again. And I did 6 hours of fishing on this day and got absolutely nothing except sunburnt.
Based, so that's all I get when I fish too.
A day later, and while fish aren't biting in real life, the sponsor of today's video, Fishing Clash, gives you an opportunity to fish anywhere and anytime.
Oh my god!
Fishing Clash is a super realistic fishing game where you can compete
downloading right
with
now
around the world.
I love fishing games.
Rarest fish.
I'm gonna pause so YouTube doesn't yell at me. I love fishing games, but fishing in real life Fishing in real life does not like me. Okay. I've never had good luck. I actually lost. The last time I went fishing, I lost. My friend spent like 15 minutes setting up like the hook and the line for me, and it immediately snapped off in the water on a lily pad and was gone forever. I immediately lost it all.
Your skills and upgrade your lures and rods, which are much better
But
than
I
the
love
ones
fishing
I'm
games.
using, to catch and collect hundreds of incredible fish. They have
Ooh.
heaps of amazing locations of fish, like why be at this stinky river in Penrith when I could be in breezy Florida. And they also have all of my dream fish. The black
Oh my God, grouper.
the nurse shark,
Oh, the nurse shark
cows,
looks so cool.
my favorite freshwater fish, the arapaima, and all of these high quality catchable fish.
Oh my
are
God,
giving
golden
me
dorado.
sea chub.
Oh my
Fishing
God.
Clash is doing a special event where you join me to catch a special fish called tug, and you will collect boat coins along the way, which you can exchange for in-game items, and you can join the event once you are level 5. To enter the event, go download the app and redeem my gift code FISHBOAT to receive a
Fish
starter
boat,
bonus
let's
and
go.
get
Oh
access
my
to my
God.
unique event. So, please don't go out line fishing. Go download Fishing Clash and play the game today by scanning
Going
the
on-
QR code
going-
or going
going-
to the link in the description.
Going right
Okay,
now.
back to
Give me
boring
this fish
fishing.
game.
And while I still hadn't caught anything, some bogans nearby caught a big carp, so I ran over and beat him up and stole it. And after
Based as
putting
fuck.
it back in the water, it managed to pull 2.5 kilos on the scale, which is fantastic news. So then I hooked the scale up to the boat we're going to use and pulled it. Do you want to hop in it quickly? See how much of a big
No.
difference body weight makes. Okay, so once it's moving, the weight drops. 1.2, 1.2, I'd be very happy with that speed. This might work, Jilly. This might work. And that only
What on
requires
earth?
2 kilos of force to get it started and around 1 kilo to keep it moving. And that's even with my fat mate in the boat, which means if I had 5
That's
carp, I
rude.
could probably get the boat going pretty fast. Now I just need to figure out how to harness a fish, which is a surprisingly hard thing to do. At first I thought I could just clamp to their back fins, as that wouldn't obstruct their swimming motion too much. But the plastic clamps didn't clamp on. That is slippery.
That
And the
looks
metal
incredibly
clamp crushed
painful. Please
the
don't do
fish's
that to
bone.
live fish.
It kind of made me question the ethics of all this, which I don't want to think about, so I'm not going to use it. So then I thought I could make kind of a cat harness thing out of zip ties, but the fish is too mucusy. Then I tried using fabric straps and zip ties to harness behind the pectoral fin so they couldn't slip forward, and then one on the tail, which works surprisingly well.
That's good. Mate, that's not a fish harness, that's a handbag.
That's a fish shopping bag.
Yeah, you just cut open
This dude's just a mad scientist in an Australian frame, bro. I'm weak.
the top. You're ready to go to the shops. Perfect.
Actually looks
Thank you.
alright. But how strong is
Also, that kind of looks like it kind of looks like that fish would be like a purse showcased at a weird fucking fashion show. Does that make sense to anybody? You ever see those weird fashion shows where they dress up real weird? It looks like you could accessorize one of those models with a fish purse.
it actually? So now I need to figure out the chariot, and most importantly, need to figure out how to get 5 pissed off carp to swim in the same direction. And I had the idea of putting bait in front like a cartoon donkey.
I don't want that. No? Nah, go that way. That's gross.
Maybe he'd
But
want
I
it if it
doubt
was a
the
hot
fish are
dog.
gonna want to eat once they've been manhandled and have a harness strapped to them. So I think I'm going to make chutes, so the fish can only swim forward or back. And as far as I know, fish can't swim backwards. So I got a big sewage pipe that still smells, and then tried to work out how to stack it. And I could do it so the fish are all in the same pipe like a rail gun. So the first one accelerates the water, and then the one behind it makes it go faster and faster until I have supersonic water. But I don't think they're going to cooperate. So instead I'm going to cut the pipe into sections and put them alongside each other like those boats with like 8 outboard motors. So once I cut my chute out and put some carabiners in, I went out and caught exactly the same fish as before and attached the harness, which was actually easier than I thought. And here we go. Have you ever seen a man walking a fish before? Don't answer that if you have. And if this looks unethical to you, that's because it is. But
Yeah,
it only
really.
looks strange because you're not used to it. When you put a harness on a dog or a horse with scoliosis, no one cares. So I reckon we should normalize taking a fish for a walk.
I'm sorry, fucking what? What did you just compare that to? Hold on, backtrack.
Scoliosis, no one cares. So I reckon we should norm to it. When you put a harness on a dog or a horse with scoliosis, no one cares. So I reckon we should normalize taking a fish for a walk.
Alright, I thought that's
Alright,
what
then I
he
attached the harness to the pipe,
compared it to.
and
Okay.
it worked exactly as I intended. The fish swam forward and didn't bump around on the top or the bottom of the pipe, which means I can move on to phase 2, making the full chariot. So I just clamped the rest of the cut pipes together and put a carabiner in each, then put some noodles in to make it slightly buoyant so my fish don't sink, and attached a big stick with rope so I can steer it and command the fish on where I want them to swim.
That way.
Do y'all think he throws a bunch of like words into a hat to make up these videos? Do you think he just throws a bunch of words into a hat and then selects a few of them and that's how he makes his YouTube videos? That's how he decides what he's gonna do? Or does like his community suggest things to him? Either way, it's hilarious to me.
It will work better in the water, I hope. So then I prepared some lunch and some bait.
Ugh. Ugh, brother, ugh!
And then got the boys together to go catch some carp. Oh.
Brother, ugh! Y'all ever smell mealworms? Mealworms smell fucking terrible. What the fuck? Ugh.
Hey. No. You're turning.
I can't. Julie's too strong for me. Okay, here we go.
Work together.
I hear a lot of talking, not a lot of heave-hoing.
Hey. Oh. There's a slightly deeper section over here. Shut up.
How bad are they on the scale of on the 1 to Zuzu scale? They're a Dutchie. They're on the Dutchie side of the scale.
Up and keep paddling. Right?
Yes, Captain.
And tied to this tree over here. And after only a couple of minutes of having my rod in the water, I already had a big bite.
Get in there. Go through the quicksand. He's strong.
And at first we thought it was the carp, but it turns out it was that eel I showed earlier in the video.
Well, you should get him. Eels are delicious. Oh.
Wait, let me get him into a shallow section, try to run him in. Quicksand!
Oh my god, he's so smart. Slippery as an eel.
But before I could decide whether I wanted to change the name of this video to how many eels does it take to pull a boat, it snapped the line.
Wait, you just have to cross it quick. Wait, you just have to cross it quickly?
What's going on with this
Can we
man's
try for a
shorts? Hold
couple
on,
of-
pause. What's going on with this man's shorts? Why he got one like booty short high and then the other one's like a regular length short?
Wait, you just have to cross it quickly?
We got that kick though.
What, it came
And we
off?
tried for a couple of hours more, then finally, my mate hooked a big carp while I was off talking about fish to some fishermen.
Oh my god, he's going in all sorts of directions.
Well, you know, what with all that COVID stuff going on, and then
Oh wow.
I reckon start heading into the water. I used to come down here a lot with my son, but he died fighting in Afghanistan. And then I get
Oh, that's really sad. Oh,
And
did
just
his
when Alexa
line
was
snap?
about to net it, it ripped the line. You know what? I hate line
Rest in
fishing.
peace.
Sitting in the sun all day, the tangled lines, having to constantly redo all your rigging, stabbing yourself with the hook, and the whole premise of randomly chucking booby traps in the water not knowing what will get caught. And after 16 hours of this, I decided I would prefer to go to an illegal underground fish market and purchase live fish than ever touching a rod again. But after checking out the dodgy
How-
fish market,
you could
the
touch
fish
my rod.
didn't really look strong enough to pull their own
Ugh.
body weight. This Murray cod is meant to look like this. So I decided I want to go with someone a little more ethical. And after speaking to a koi farmer, he told me that carp are actually very lazy and said a better bet would be using a fish I didn't even consider on my fish scale, as they only live up north, the mighty barramundi.
The what? Oh my god, that bitch looks scary.
So I did the fish maths, and this is going to work. They're angry, strong, and most importantly, very resilient. So I bought a small barramundi just to make sure I can still harness them. They're quite different to carp. Oh, that's the perfect point. I don't know how happy this guy's going to be. And then bought this
He
giant
doesn't look
tub.
happy.
It doesn't smell like it has water in it. And at the moment, this container is a little too big, so I made it more chody and cut it down and slipped it inside itself. And then I drove for a whole day up north until I got to barramundi territory. And this is my first time seeing a barra, and they are absolutely beautiful fish, but they're
No, they're
also a little
scary,
bit
bro.
intimidating. Whoa. The way they follow you and watch you at all times, and the speed at which they move, which is probably a good sign for this video. So we grabbed 5 of the biggest ones and put them in my tank, and they're actually around 3 to 4 kilos. So combined, I should have around 20 kilos of pushing power.
One came in nicely.
You know, I've called probably every fish farmer on the east coast of Australia, and none of them would help me when I told them what I was actually doing. But for some reason, when I told them I was going to kill the fish, then they were interested.
Just took a piece straight off.
What was that with? With its mouth or with
Why
its...
is it? Why are we shirtless?
Have you seen them properly?
Yeah, I have.
They're like razor blades.
I got so many questions
It's
about
gonna
this
be a real
interaction.
challenge to harness the fish while avoiding their razor-sharp gill plates.
Now I'm scared of the barramundi.
They do sound pretty terrifying.
They do.
Slicing hands over.
Okay, I then somehow managed to drive an hour to the spot where we're going to launch the boat without killing the fish.
Good job, man.
And bring him down.
Yeah.
And now that we're here and they look happy, it's time to see how many of these guys it will take to pull a boat.
How many of these fish do you think he released at the end, if he released them?
You are gone in there.
And this wasn't an easy process. Even though the barra are very resilient, you still don't want to chuck them straight into another body of water. So first I mixed in some seawater with their tank and left them for an hour, then scooped them out of their big tank and put them in some smaller buckets, ready to be harnessed. And this is by far the most stressful thing I've ever filmed. I felt like I was disposing a bomb, a slippery, sharp fish bomb.
Yeah, they look
Except
vicious,
instead
bro.
of me dying, I have a minute to stop the fish from dying and get them in the water in time. And luckily we managed to harness all of them with minimal drama.
Bro,
Then I
this
let
is
them recover in the
crazy.
water for a little bit before attaching them to the boat. And this is by far the wackest thing I've ever done or seen anyone do. And again, if you're going to say this is unethical, there are literally people on YouTube that shoot and kill fish. So go get angry at them.
Oh my
not
God.
me.
Bro, this is a wild screenshot. What is the timestamp on this?
All right, that was pretty
13
smooth,
minutes?
and
Okay.
they were only out of the water for about a minute.
Hey, I couldn't contact your Discord. I just want to inform you I finished that commission of You Ordered a View Getting Violently Pegged by Judy Hopps. Oh my fucking god, from me right now. Put that bitch in my DMs. Judy
And
Hopps
now, to
hot.
my
Changed my
complete
mind.
surprise, I seem to actually be moving. Not fast, but I was definitely moving.
I can't believe this is actually working.
Slowly but moving.
And I didn't know it, but one fish slipped out straight away, but the other 4 picked up the slack.
I'm actually blown away this is working, honestly.
You're going against the wind too. If we had it facing the other way, I reckon you'd go quicker.
And turning didn't really work as well as I had imagined, and the fish kind of took me wherever they decided to go. And this
Yeah.
definitely isn't groundbreaking innovation like I hoped, but I'm surprised I'm even moving at all. And the fish did slow down after like 30 seconds, but splashing the water seemed to encourage them to pick up speed
Yeah,
again.
you're definitely moving. You've gone a fair way. You're picking up speed right now. Yeah, you're moving pretty well now. Come on, boys!
You know, the whole time I'm watching this video, I'm in my head like hee giggling, like this isn't gonna work. This is actually kind of goofy. Ha ha ha. What a nerd. I'm actually floored that it worked. Like blown the fuck away that it worked.
Yeah, you're doing well now. You're going.
Then another fish from the top chute got out, but the bottom 3 fish were still making me move, but I still couldn't turn them at all.
You can't control the fish control you, motherfucker.
They've got an agenda. They're heading towards the marine rescue.
Also, while watching back the footage, I noticed the tyres fell back into the water, so they were definitely increasing the drag of the boat.
That poor fish is trying its hardest to make you go, my guy.
I mean, you were going right against the wind before, you were still moving. Then you just start turning early.
Then after being pulled around for 2 minutes, reaching a whopping max speed of 2 kilometers an hour or 1 mile per hour,
That's faster
the
than I thought
fish
you'd go.
died or gave up.
They're not swimming. One of them's come out. Wait, no, two. Two are missing. The top two fish got out.
Hang on. Yeah, they're out.
And luckily, they all got off.
How did they get out?
I'm glad they all got out, really.
Which isn't actually that bad, as at least some lucky fisherman is going to catch them and then use them to pull his boat. So there's the answer to the question. It takes 4 barramundi with a combined mass of 16 kilos to pull a boat at 2 kilometers for around 2 minutes.
Good
Thank
job.
you so
I'm
much for
actually
watching. If
impressed
you like
that worked.
Please subscribe and check out my other videos.
Like, legit shook that work. That worked, okay? Like, for real. Thank you guys for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye, YouTube.